Hello, everyone. We're going to get started. Before we bring out the fighters, I wanted to introduce you a few people to come up and say a few words. I'm Eric Gomez, by the way, Golden Boy Promotions. And we're here. This is the official press conference, the final press conference for the big fight on Saturday, Canelo versus Golovkin 2. It's been quite a journey, to say the least, but we're finally here. And obviously, we couldn't have gotten this done, this major event done, without the help of our sponsors. And I want to bring them up to say a few words, have them have the opportunity to explain to you a little bit of what they've done for this fight, this historic fight, and all the help and sales they've done to help promote the event. And certainly, we've seen a lot. This week, last week, and obviously these last couple of days, we'll see a lot more from them. The first person I want to bring up is, she's the marketing director for Interjets, who's one of our big sponsors for the event, Maya Gajewska, to say a few words. Maya?
Thank you, Eric. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maya Gajewska, marketing director of Interjet Airlines, the fastest growing airline in North America, with over 86 million passengers have experienced our unique brand and unmatched service experience everywhere we fly. We are very excited to be part of this fiesta weekend in Las Vegas that couldn't be more Mexican, as the two middleweight titans will take on each other the night before Mexican Independence Day. As the official airline of World Boxing Council and a proud sponsor of the Saul Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin boxing match, it's our privilege not only fly the custom-made Chapanek belt for the winner of the bout, but also hundreds of loyal fans who travel where it takes to get behind their idols. Mexico ranks about top countries with the most boxing world champion titles, and the city of Las Vegas is the perfect showcase for Mexican talent. That's why, when the World Boxing Council first approached us about being a major sponsor of what I'm sure is going to be a great fight between two champion boxers, we jumped at the opportunity. Likewise, Interjet is a feisty young champion. We are fast becoming Mexico's most popular airline, serving 55 destinations in 8 countries, including 35 cities in Mexico, 3 gateways in Canada, major markets in Cuba, Colombia, Guatemala, and Costa Rica, as well as 10 cities in US, which include, of course, the great city of Las Vegas. We offer a winning combination of knockout fares, the most legroom between seats, and no overbooking policy where your seat is guaranteed. And it's the only Mexican airline offering free checked bags with certain fares, delivering an unmatched flying experience to our passengers. For these reasons and more, Interjet has been named a TripAdvisor 2017 Traveler's Choice winner as the best Mexican airline, and was recently honored with Skytrax World Airline Award as the best airline in Mexico in its class, and the best cabin crew in Mexico. Interjet has convenient daily flight from Mexico City, Monterrey, and Guadalajara to Las Vegas, providing business and leisure travelers to and from Mexico a refreshing onboard experience at a great value. We hope you enjoy the festivities as well as the fight, and the next time your travels take you to or from Mexico, come fly with the champs. Fly Interjet. Muchas gracias.
Okay, Maya, thank you very much. The next person I want to bring up, we've been working with for the last couple of years, and they've put together an incredible campaign, I was fortunate enough earlier this year to go to France, travel out there and see their installations and their brewery, and it's incredible. It's incredible, the process that it takes. You appreciate so much how cognac is made. And I want to bring him up to say a few words. He's the SVP of Hennessy, Giles. Giles?
Eric, thank you. Thank you for those kind words. So, hello everyone. My name is Giles Woodier, and I am the Senior Vice President of Hennessy Cognac. And I'm delighted to be here with you for a second year, continuing the wonderful partnership that we have developed with Oscar de la Hoya and the remarkable Golden Boy team, and of course, Canelo Alvarez. As a brand, Hennessy has always celebrated those individuals who embody this spirit that is to never stop and never settle. Cultural luminaries who just keep pushing the limits of their potential and who break barriers for the benefit of us all. And I think we'd all agree that Canelo Alvarez epitomizes this relentless pursuit. He advances the boxing community by galvanizing people to embrace this incredible sport, and most importantly, inspiring people with his actions not only inside the ring, but also outside of the ring. I'd like to thank Canelo and his team for their efforts, and we celebrate him, as we do with all our partners, who are making the world a better place by continuing to advance their craft. And with that, I would reference what Eric just said, which is we were delighted earlier this year to be able to have Canelo, Oscar, Eric, and the rest of the team with us in Cognac, just to share with them a little glimpse behind the scenes of what it goes into making a 253-year-old Cognac, which we believe involves a fair amount of craftsmanship ourselves. And we were delighted to share some unique liquids and blends as we look to the future in our partnerships and saw that little synergy together. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for inviting us all to this occasion. We look forward to the next several days. We look forward, of course, to supporting Canelo on Saturday. And we wish you all the spirit to continue to never stop and never settle. Thank you, everyone.
It was a unique experience being out there, Giles, and you know, what was amazing is that they have these barrels there that are pre-Napoleon. Is that right?
That's right.
Incredible. I mean, they've been doing it for so many years, and you appreciate the cognac a lot more once you see what goes into brewing and mixing it and all that. So anyway, thank you very much again. Lastly, I want to bring up a good friend of mine. Tecate's been the king of beers for the last few years. They're at all the big events. We've had a really, really long relationship with them. We couldn't be able to do anything of this magnitude without Tecate. I mean, the amount of hours and marketing dollars they put behind these big events make them big events. So I want to bring up Gustavo Guerra. He's the brand manager for Tecate, to say a few words and talk about the fight and the marketing behind it. Gustavo.
Thank you, Rick. Good afternoon, Vegas. On behalf of Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Heineken USA, I'd like to thank you both partners, Golden Boy Promotions and Triple G Promotions, for putting this incredible and best rematch ever in the history of the sport between the two of the boldest fighters, of course, Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. As the #1 preferred beer brand in Mexico, I cannot think of a better fight to celebrate Mexican Independence Day this weekend. Para dar el grito, señores. And to prove that I'm right, once again, we're putting the fight fans first with bold activations that would bring them closer to the action. Tecate is promoting the fight in over 350 touch points throughout Vegas and some other key cities. We're activating retail nationally in over 8,000 stores, doubling the number of stores in California and Texas only versus last September. We partnered with Golden Boy to offer one of our biggest mail-in rebates ever by giving the fight fans up to $40 off on the pay-per-view purchase in most of the retail locations where Tecate is distributed nationally. And a great consumer promotion featuring a chance to win one of the 5,000 pay-per-view codes to watch the fight for free. Thank you again, Golden Boy, for partnering with us on all these great tactics that builds the boxing viewing occasion. And finally, we launch a strong digital campaign that will reach more than 100 million impressions. Hashtag Échale Ganas, translation for break a leg, is a multi-channel campaign that offers fight fans a platform to channel their voice of support by giving them the opportunity to claim their corner and directly tell each fighter that they have their back. We're talking about social love, and we're putting all these great messages of support into some boxing robes that will be delivered to both Canelo and Triple G on fight night. Like many of you, I witnessed Canelo and Triple G face off against each other last year, but this time is different. I see two incredible fighters, passionate fighters, eager to get back into the ring and prove that they are the undisputed champion. So when Canelo and Triple G step back into the ring on Saturday night, I hope you'll take a moment to crack open a Tecate or Tecate Light and responsibly enjoy the beer that shares the same bold spirit as these two fighters, but above all, you enjoy one of the best and bigger fights we will ever see. Salud.
Thank you very much. There's a couple of other sponsors I want to make you aware of that are not here to speak, but they're very important to us as well. O'Reilly's Auto Parts, Fred Loya Insurance, the movie Venom, and obviously Phantom Events that's been doing a great job with the movie theaters around the country and showing the fight. And it's been, you know, actually we were with the president last week of Phantom Events, and he gave us incredible news. You know, they're selling so much more than the first fight. They were like 58% more versus last year's first fight. So that's very encouraging, and that's very good for, obviously, for the pay-per-view. So with that said, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your kind words. And we'll get started with the press conference momentarily. Thank you.
Scores it 114, 114. This is officially a draw.
Triple G's camp is very vocal that they won.
Look my belt. I still champion.
Canelo's camp is very vocal that they won.
Yo lo que sí tenía en mente que había ganado la pelea, mínimo 8 rounds de la pelea.
Let's do it again. Part 2.
Their guy is not good enough to beat my guy. He didn't beat him the first time, and he's not going to beat him the second time.
Ya pasaron la línea. Esto ya se hizo más personal, ¿no?
Even as successful as the first fight was, the rematch is at a whole different level.
Самое большое событие для мира, для бокса.
Catch all the action and exclusive content at ringtv.com.
Siempre mis knockouts son espectaculares y eso es lo que voy a hacer.
Canelo versus Golovkin 2 at ringtv.com, the official online pay-per-view.
All I have to say is get ready for a war.
This is beautiful brutality.
Don't miss Final Judgment, September 15th.
Las Vegas, Nevada, the MGM home for Canelo Triple G, the rematch. Canelo Triple G2, Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena. We are at the MGM inside the Ka Theater for the final press conference between Saul Canelo Alvarez from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and Gennady Golovkin from Kazakhstan. They fought a year ago to a draw, and now they both say they're going to leave nothing out there. They're not going to leave it in the hands of the judges. Alongside the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher, I'm Beto Duran. Thank you for joining us. It's the final press conference, and I think this might be the first time these two fighters have been in the same room since that fight, Doug.
Yeah, they shared a stage briefly when the fight was originally scheduled for May 5th. There was a big public press conference held at LA Live in Los Angeles, and they shared an outdoor stage. It was kind of cold and rainy, but it was hot on that stage as they stared each other down. But that fight got scuttled for a lot of reasons. It's been postponed to September, and the animosity between not only the fighters but their respective promoters and their fans has only increased.
Animosity, the perfect word to use for Canelo Triple G, the rematch. Cynthia Conte is on the stage right now as she's ready to present one of the fighters.
All right, coming to the stage with a record of 38 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw, and by way of 34 knockouts, from Karaganda, Kazakhstan, we have the WBA, WBC, IBO middleweight champion of the world, and also rings pound-for-pound champion, Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
And now making his way to the stage right now, tenemos el orgullo de México, Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
Thank you all for being here. This is the official final press conference for Canelo Golovkin 2. We're just 3 days away from the big fight, and just in, I got incredible news. We are officially sold out. So it shows the magnitude and popularity of both fighters, obviously. We're really excited about that. There's still closed circuit tickets available, so many of the people that are going to be traveling here looking for tickets, you can still go and get closed circuit. We have 4 places you can get them at, and you can get them obviously here at the MGM Grand Garden ticket office, or you can get them over the phone. You can get them over the phone at 1-800-745-3000 or online at www.ticketmaster.com. Obviously, a lot's been talked about this fight. We're happy to finally be here. And there's so much at stake. Not only Gennady's unblemished record, but he is also putting up his WBA and WBC belts on the line, the Ring Magazine belts on the line, and obviously the throne as well for pound fighter, best fighter in the world. I want to thank Triple G, Tom Loeffler, and his entire team. I want to thank Canelo's team for making all this possible. This is a case of both fighters putting everything aside and giving the fans what they want. The fans were thirsty for more after that first fight in September, and I'm happy to say that this Saturday they'll get round 13, and we can go on from there. So it's going to be a great event. HBO Pay-Per-View will be broadcasting the fight. You can see it live at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And I'm also happy to say that Canelo and Golovkin will be in the ring by 8 p.m. on Saturday night. So that's a very important point. The prices for the closed circuit are $100. And again, they're still available. You can get them. And the first person I want to introduce you to come up and say a few words was very, very important and instrumental in helping get this fight done. In fact, gave us the idea of how to mend the gap to get the fight done. And he's the president of entertainment here at the MGM, and that's Mr. Richard Sturm. Richard?
Thanks, Eric. Good afternoon to the media, our event partners, sponsors, and fight fans around the world watching today's event live from the Cirque du Soleil Ka Theater at the MGM Grand. We are confident boxing fans are going to witness one of the greatest rematches in the sport's history, and we're thrilled that T-Mobile Arena will be the host. The arena is the industry leader for championship events, including boxing, UFC, and most recently, the Stanley Cup Finals. I'd like to welcome both Canelo and Triple G and their teams back to Las Vegas as we celebrate Mexican Independence Weekend. Fans will be treated to a tremendous fight on Saturday night, and we are prepared to once again show why this city is the sports and entertainment capital of the world. I'd like to give a special thanks to Oscar de la Hoya, Eric Gomez, Robert Gaspari, and the Golden Boy promotion staff, Tom Loeffler and the K2 promotions team, Peter Nelson and Tony Walker and the HBO Sports crew, and Bob Bennett of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Once again, thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you at T-Mobile Arena on Saturday night.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much, Richard. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Bob Bennett. He's the Executive Director for the Nevada State Athletic Commission to come up and say a few words. Bob.
Thank you, Eric, and good afternoon. It's certainly a pleasure to be here again. On behalf of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, we'd like to thank Golden Boy Promotions and Triple G Promotions for bringing this tremendous event to the fight capital of the world. We also are honored and privileged to regulate this event, and we embrace the opportunity once again. I should also note we want to recognize Richard Sturm and the MGM for hosting this event. Nobody handles mega events better than the MGM. And of course, HBO for broadcasting the event. In addition to, I don't know if many of you have seen the Fight Game with Jim Lampley, as well as the 24/7 show leading up to the Canelo Triple G fight. I thought it was really interesting, entertaining, and more importantly, terrific for boxing. And last, but most importantly, I want to thank the fighters, because without the fighters, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you very much, and God bless. Good luck.
Thank you, Bob. The next person I want to bring up really doesn't need an introduction. He's a future Hall of Famer, Golden Boy partner, and has spent some time at the middleweight division. I'm sure he'll have a few words to say about the middleweight division and the fight on Saturday night. Bernard Hopkins. Bernard?
First, I'd like to say to everyone, this is a very, very, not personal, but business. And for Canelo and also for Triple G to be on the stage at this time in the middleweight division history, they get to take it to the next level. So I want to wish both guys not only have a good fight, I wish one to be the winner, and that's Canelo. But I wish both guys give what they need to give. So what's in the past, what's been talked about, to me, that's in the back. Now we're dealing with the front, going forward. So come September 15th, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to be surprised how this fight's going to turn out. So again, thanks for supporting boxing, and especially because it's personal, middleweight division. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Bernard. I want to bring up my partner now in this event, our partner, who's done a great job promoting Gennady and making him a star here in the United States. He had the vision way back when he first started working with him, and you know, him along with HBO, they've done a great job and obviously made him a worldwide name. So Tom Loeffler, please come up and say a few words, Tom.
Boy, what a long and winding road we went through to get back here a year later for this tremendous rematch. This is the fight that the fans were demanding. This is the fight that Oscar, Eric, all the team on the Triple G side worked so hard to put this together. In fact, there was about an hour when Eric gave a deadline that this fight was dead. Luckily, for the fans, for the sport of boxing, with one more concession, we were able to get this fight done, and here we are. You know, one thing, there might be you know, some back and forth between the two sides, but one thing you have to give both of these warriors credit for. A lot of fighters, especially a lot of top fighters, where Canelo is in the sport and where Triple G is in the sport, not only from a pound-for-pound standpoint as far as being top fighters in the sport, but also from a marketability standpoint. A lot of fighters talk about fighting each other. These two warriors actually now have signed for the second time and will fight each other for a second time this Saturday night on HBO Pay-Per-View. The first fight pretty much left a lot of fans unsatisfied. A lot of people were demanding to see this rematch, and here we are. I would like to acknowledge, as Eric has done already before, the sponsors. Tecate as a lead sponsor. Without their support, you know, big events like this wouldn't be possible. This really isn't a boxing match, a world championship boxing match. This transcends not only the sport of boxing, but sports in general. This has become an international event, broadcast in over 160 countries. This is similar to a World Cup event where you have Canelo's fans having their flags at the arena, all the Triple G's fans having their flags. It's going to be a tremendous atmosphere this Saturday night. With that, I also would like to acknowledge Richard Sturm, who was very instrumental helping to put this fight together. I'd like to acknowledge the MGM Resorts as the host, hotel and casinos for this fight. It doesn't get any bigger than this unification title defense for Triple G. It's historic. If he's successful on Saturday night, he's up against the great Bernard Hopkins, the legendary Bernard Hopkins record that really nobody thought, you know, anyone would come close to. So this has a lot of ramifications for both sides. Also, Bob Bennett, I'd like to acknowledge the Nevada State Athletic Commission regulating this fight. The main focus really from both sides is the health and safety of the fighters, and we acknowledge the Nevada Athletic Commission for helping to make this as level of a playing field as possible. With that, I'd like to bring up somebody that I've known for a long time, someone who I wouldn't say had a lot of pressure on him, but certainly had big shoes to fill. His father was a pioneer in the sport of boxing. You see the WBC belt right here. I'd like to bring up Mauricio Suleiman, who will present the new WBC belt that will be contested for this Saturday night. Mauricio, you want to come up?
Thank you very much, Tom, Eric. Congratulations. I'm very, very happy, honored. Buenas tardes a todos también. This fight represents the best fight, not only of the year, of this century. To have the two fighters, the two camps, understand the need to give boxing fans the best fight, to understand that they need to do it again after that bell rang on September 16 last year. We all wanted to see what was coming next. I'm very proud of our champion, Gennady Golovkin, who has always been honorable, humble, a great representative of the sport. And I'm very proud of Canelo, who has always been a great representative of the sport and a sportsman. Both camps have gone and they have heated up this fight. And I'm sure that Abel, I'm sure that Chepo and Eddie have prepared their fighters to give the best fight ever in this division. This is Leonard Hagler, Ernst Duran. This is challenging Grandpa Hopkins' record. I like your beard. And I'm just very proud to have the WBC present in this event. As you can see, we have prepared this special belt for September 15. This is the indigents from Chiapas hands making the textile. This has amber, which is only found in Chiapas and in Russia. And it has the heart of Mexico for the winner of September 15. I'd like to thank Tom Loeffler. I'd like to thank Eddie Gomez, my hero, Richard Sturm, who is one of the greatest men in boxing, and also HBO, who has the best fights. So I'm very happy, very ready, and I'd like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be here today and to be present into what is going to be a fight that will be remembered for the ages. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mauricio. Triple G is a proud champion. Only as recent as a couple years ago, it was impossible to get other champions to be in the ring with Triple G. He made his HBO debut September 1st, 2012, almost 6 years to the day from this week here in Las Vegas. Triple G has always been a tremendous fighter, tremendous amateur career, was a world champion, and as soon as we worked out a plan strategically, we approached HBO. It wasn't a hard sell. Said, we have the middleweight champion of the world. He doesn't need a lot of money. He just wants the exposure. He just wants the best fights in boxing. And I just read, I actually lost count, but I just read in an article that since his HBO debut, September 1, 2012, that Triple G has the most fights on the HBO network since that time, 14 fights on HBO. That's a tremendous statement. Some people wonder, how did that happen? Going from 2012, when really not many people here, especially in the United States, knew who Gennady Golovkin was. Many people couldn't even pronounce his name. Lucky for a lot of fans, Triple G is a lot easier to say. And without the support and the platform that HBO has given him, we wouldn't be here today in the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. With that, I'd like to bring up Tony Walker to represent HBO.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Hello, everybody. On behalf of our Executive Vice President, Peter Nelson, and the rest of the HBO Sports staff, I'd like to thank everybody for coming today to discuss what is undoubtedly the biggest boxing match of the year. We're here because of because Tom, Oscar, Canelo, Triple G, and the staffs at Golden Boy and GGG Promotions would not stop until the fight was made. I'd like to thank them for all their efforts in giving us something special to watch on Saturday night. Without a doubt, this is a mega fight in all sense of the word. The Canelo and Triple G have both continued to expand their profiles, their personal brands. They're both known worldwide. And since the fight happened a year ago, there has been no lack of discussion about the rematch. It stayed in the public consciousness. People talk about it all the time. And it's been like LeBron going to LA. It's water cooler talk. I also will be remiss if I didn't thank Mr. Sturm from the MGM Grand and his staff. They always make our broadcasts easy to do, and the accommodations are always excellent. I'd like to thank the distributors, the cable, the satellite, and phone companies, and the streaming companies who have all done a very good job of marketing the fight and making sure their customers know the fight's happening and how to easily order it. The fight will start at 5 p.m. local time, as Eric said. Suggested retail price is $74.95 for the SD signal and $84.95 for the HD signal. We promise you a great broadcast with our outstanding broadcast team. It's going to be a great night at the T-Mobile, and we really look forward to seeing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. Really appreciate all the efforts, marketing, and help to promote this fight on behalf of HBO. With that, I need to bring up somebody who's been instrumental in Triple G's career, especially as a professional. He's someone that isn't only a member of the Triple G team, but is a member of the Triple G family. It's really a special honor to be involved with the Triple G family. It really isn't a business. It's the focus of everyone makes sacrifice for the best position for Gennady, the best decisions for Gennady, to put him in the biggest fights like we have here. This is really what everyone was striving for, to get to this moment where Gennady Golovkin is in the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. That's not easy to imagine from, again, what I referenced before, where he started out. A lot of people can't even on the team, it's hard to believe, you know, that this Saturday night, it's the biggest fight in the entire sport of boxing. Without the direction, the education, all the life lessons that Abel Sanchez has provided to not only Triple G, but really as a mentor for the entire team. Triple G wouldn't be where he is today. So with that, I'd like to bring up the professor of pugilism, the mad scientist up there at the Summit Gym in Big Bear, California. I'd like to bring up Dr. Abel Sanchez.
Thank you very much for everybody that's here. Thank you to the Golden Boy team, the Canelo team, for making this fight a reality. A lot of things have been said, but the bottom line is, to my left is the unified, undefeated middleweight champion. And in order to take his belt, you're going to have to fight him. Let's hope that we get the kind of fight that we're being promised on September the 15th from the other side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abel. Before I introduce you to Team Canelo, I just want to give a special thanks to our entire staff at Golden Boy that has worked many, many hours, many sleepless nights. Thank you for your hard work. We're finally here. It takes an army to put these shows together, and I truly appreciate all the work that you guys have put in. So thank you guys very much. All of you guys. You know who you are. Yeah. The next person I want to bring up has been by Canelo's side since day one. He's molded him into the fighter he is today. They've reached great heights together. He really is, in my mind and many of you in the boxing world, one of the top trainers in the world, if not the best. And this Saturday, he's going to prove he is the best by getting that W against Team Golovkin. I want to bring him up, Mr. Eddie Reynoso. Eddie? And I'll have Gabriel Rivas here translate for him.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Pues ya se llegó la fecha, creo que ya falta poquito.
The date is here, a little bit is left.
Hicimos una gran preparación y lo único que este equipo va a hacer el sábado pues es hablar arriba del ring.
We made a great preparation to show it in the ring.
Pues gracias a toda la prensa que está aquí presente.
Thank you to all the media that's here. Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. Sitting right next to Eddie, obviously, is Chepo Reynoso. Chepo, also a big part of the team. I like to say that he's the heart and soul of Team Canelo. And I want him to say a few words. Chepo.
Muy buenas tardes a todos ustedes. Gracias por su asistencia. Y bueno,
good afternoon to everyone here, and thank you for your attendance.
Muchas cosas se hablaron, se dijeron abajo del ring, pero la verdad está por llegar el sábado.
Much has been said outside of the ring, but the truth will arrive this Saturday.
Las palabras salen sobrando, esperemos una gran pelea.
Words aren't needed, and we expect a great fight.
Y que cuando se recuerden peleas históricas, siempre se recuerde Golovkin, Canelo, segunda versión.
And when you remember great fights, that you remember Canelo versus Triple G too.
Esperemos que arriba del ring se supere lo que se habló abajo del ring. Muchas gracias.
We hope that in the ring it exceeds what was said outside of the ring. Thank you.
Well, with that, everyone's had their part in putting this promotion together. Now everyone's looking forward to seeing the principals up here. These two are really the individuals that the fans want to see, that the media wants to see, that the world wants to see. So with that, I want to bring up undefeated, unified, middleweight champion of the world, Gennady, Triple G, Golovkin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just want to talk a lot before, right now we have huge date like September 15, Independence Mexican Day. This is the biggest day for people, for fans, for boxing fans. I'm very happy because I stay here, I feel healthy, I feel not bad. I want to say only thanks. Thanks God who gave me the biggest chance to be here. Thank you promotions, thank you HBO, thank you teams like Golden Boy Promotions, Canelo's teams, thank you my teams who support me, just my side, thank you my fans, just all fans. Just remember September 15 is the biggest day for boxing. Good luck. Thank you. See you September 15.
Thank you, Gennady. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to introduce you to the biggest star in boxing today. At just 28 years old, he has an astonishing record of 49 wins with 1 loss, 2 draws, and 34 knockouts. He's fought everybody in the sport. Floyd Mayweather, Shane Mosley, James Kirkland, El Perro Angulo, Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara, Miguel Cotto, and now for a second time, Gennady Golovkin. I want to bring him up to say a few words. Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
Muchas gracias a todos, gracias por estar aquí. Primero que nada, pues ya lo que se dijo, ya lo dije ante todas las cámaras allá atrás. Solamente quiero agradecerle a toda la gente que siempre ha estado apoyándome, a mi equipo de trabajo, a mi familia que siempre han estado aquí.
Thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for your attendance. What I've said has been said throughout the promotion. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my team. Thank you to everyone.
Ya realmente estoy listo, me preparé muy bien. El sábado 15 de septiembre está a la vuelta de la esquina.
I'm ready, and I prepared well to be right back in the ring on September 15.
Y como ya saben, nunca en mi vida, en lo que he tenido de peleador, me ha gustado hablar. De la misma manera lo digo, el sábado me voy a subir a ganar solamente. Hice mi trabajo, voy a hacer mi trabajo arriba del cuadrilátero y que la gente disfrute de una gran pelea, de una gran victoria para todo México. Gracias.
If you know me through my career, I do not like to talk. I'll do it in the ring, and I hope that everyone enjoys a fight for my fans and for Mexico.
Thank you. Thank you, Canelo. And with that, guys, I want to thank you all for coming to the final press conference. Again, there's still tickets, closed circuit tickets available for the fans that are going to be traveling out on the weekend, or you can watch it on pay-per-view as well. Thank you very much, and we'll have the fighters do their interviews now. So thank you.
Not much said by either fighter in the final press conference here on the Sept at Durant alongside Doug Fisher. The first time they've been that close in over a year. And we mentioned earlier in the year they had that press conference at LA Live, but that's before the talk really got going. There's a lot of animosity between these two. It's very businesslike today.
Absolutely. This feels like a formality. I think the fighters just want to get this out of the way so they can show up for the weigh-in and then show up for fight night on Saturday.
And Saturday night, Gennady Golovkin, Saul Canelo Alvarez will go at it at the T-Mobile Arena. Gennady standing by with Cynthia Conte.
All right, guys. Well, you know, we were just looking at your shoes and matches the belt. Could be a sign. Yeah.
It's both is beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, you know, we just finished the press conference. This is the first time you have been in the same room with Canelo. The first time you've seen him since February 27th from the last press conference. When you saw him, tell me, what did you see?
Wow. Yeah, this time was first time for me too, you know, just unbelievable. Just really, I'm very happy because I know this huge level for boxing, you know. I'm very happy because I stay for this level and I have a good fighter. My opponent, you know, is a huge boxer. You know, just I'm very excited because so many people watch this fight, so many countries by this translation. You know, it is an amazing time for us.
Do you regret not doing a face-off?
No, this is the point, you know, just I know I see him September 15 or one day before, you know, this is more important.
Okay, and when you saw Canelo, we've seen it. He looks a little leaner. His speed is there. His technique is still there. Do you think he'll be able to withstand and take your power when he's in the ring?
No, I'm not thinking about, you know, just, I can't say it before fight. Just ask me after fight. I tell you, just right now, I believe he's ready and I'm ready.
Canelo has been very vocal that he is going to be victorious by a knockout. Talk about your thoughts when you hear that.
This is the biggest fight for us, and I believe we bring biggest gift to people, like to Mexican people, especially because Independence Mexican Day, and for boxing fans.
Tell your fans why they should tune in September 15th to the biggest fight and the most important fight of your life.
Just welcome to fight. Welcome to September 15th to T-Mobile Arena, or watch fight like Pay-Per-View HBO. Don't lose this fight. It's an amazing show.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Gennady Golovkin with Cynthia Conte. He's got the green, white, and red kicks, the special ones. The Jordan brand coming through, Doug. I mean, This is a different kind of perspective, though. As the Ace of SoCal said, you could feel some tension inside this room.
Well, there's tension, but it's so quiet in here. It's such a big theater, and it was just select members of the media that are here, and no fans. So it feels kind of empty in here, and it's quiet.
Don't start yelling, Doug. Don't
I know. I mean, the fighters are like sort of whispering in their answers, but it also kind of encourages sort of thoughtful answers, and there was some thoughtful answers from Triple G there. You mentioned the kicks. From head to toe, he's wearing the Jordan brand athletic gear, his own gear, and I think that's a message. It's that it's fight time. He didn't come in a suit.
Well,
he's ready to fight.
You see Abel's shirt, it says no draw, Triple G, and they're very adamant that Abel Sanchez, it was a story this morning in the LA Times written by Dylan Hernandez about how he has been hyping it up even more because he has to sell it. We have Gennady, whose English is limited, Canelo, who doesn't speak English interviews. He understands it, but doesn't do interviews in English. And Abel Sanchez said himself, I have to go and hype it up. But he's also been very adamant that Canelo Alvarez ran in his last fight.
I think he wants to put that message out there to the fans and the media so it's repeated enough to where it gets back to Canelo and affects his pride to where he plants his feet more.
How much of that might be
That's psychological warfare.
The game, how much of that might be trying to get the judges to be aware of something like that?
You know, I hadn't really thought about that, but
yeah,
you know,
I do my research. I do.
You know what?
I write questions here. I don't just tweet all day long, Doug.
Judges read these stories. They may tell you that they don't, but they don't live in a bubble, and that's pretty savvy on Abel's side to try to get into the heads of the judges too.
Canelo Alvarez standing by with Jessica Rosales, who writes her own questions.
All right, guys. Well, obviously, Saturday is going to be a very special day, but now a little bit more special knowing that it has sold out. So if you were planning on getting your tickets, no shot, it's not going to happen anymore. So now what does that mean to you that the event has sold out for Saturday?
No, realmente es una gran motivación para mí, es un gran sentimiento de saber que mucha gente disfrutará de esta pelea y pues es una motivación más.
He said it's definitely a lot more motivation, and he appreciates that people are going to really enjoy this fight a lot more, and in reality, it really just motivates him a lot more. Y pues, we're saying a lot of the same things. Estamos diciendo mucho del mismo, and they keep saying that you're the one that needs to come out there and fight. What more do you have to do to really show them that that is exactly what you're going to do?
Mira, yo voy a hacer mi trabajo. Voy a hacer mi trabajo, voy a salir a ganar la pelea, como lo dije, a cumplir mi objetivo que me puse desde el primer día de entrenamiento, que es noquearlo, y lo voy a hacer desde el primer asalto. Ese es mi objetivo y para eso me preparé.
He said, like I've been saying, I'm going out there to win. I've been training to knock him out. I'm going to be doing that since the very first round. That is the objective of this fight, and of course, I am going to win. So for you, Canelo, what is the most important thing about this entire fight for you? Is it what it means to beat Gennady, or is it what it means to you personally?
No, obviamente ganar esta pelea para mí, para mi gente, va a ser muy importante, y obviamente para mí en lo personal también, para mi carrera, y ganar, seguir haciendo seguir haciendo y dejando mi legado es importante para mí, y esta pelea va a marcar una historia muy importante, así que es lo único que pienso, es lo único que quiero, y el sábado así será.
He said it's very important for me to win. It's important for me personally, as well as important for my people. But of course, it's important to my legacy. And on Saturday, I'm going to win to continue to write that history and that story. And of course, Canelo, is there anything you want to say to all of the fans that are watching us live right now?
No, solamente agradecerles todo el apoyo que me han brindado. Espero el 15 de septiembre disfruten de una gran noche mexicana y de una gran pelea.
And he said, thank you for all of the support, of course, and on Saturday it's going to be a great night for Mexican Independence Day, and of course we're going to celebrate that with a win. Gracias, Canelo. Suerte.
Buen trabajo, Jessica Rosales. Good job with Canelo Alvarez. Like I say, he understands English. He speaks a limited amount of English, but he prefers not to do his interviews in English, just like Ichiro Suzuki, who spoke flawless English and baseball player, but decided not to do it.
Yeah, I would say Canelo speaks English just as well as Gennady Golovkin. If he wanted to, if he felt more comfortable doing that, he would.
You see Canelo posing. Very interesting. They did not have a face-off.
Now, that's weird. Now, it's a tradition to have a final press conference fight week. But part of that tradition is for the fighters to face off. It's a big photo op. It's for the media. It's just
what you do is you
help
take your
promote
jacket,
the fight.
close, and you stand here right in front of each other.
Right.
And they've done it over and over and over, but it's different. Gilbert Manzano, LA Times. Does this count as a face-off, Gilbert?
No, Gilbert.
No, you got to be cara a cara, man. You got to be face-to-face. Right?
Nose to nose.
Yeah, you got
to have eye contact.
And then you got to have
not count.
President Eric Gomes stand in the middle and separate you a little bit. You see Chepo Reynoso wearing the burgundy, as Canelo Alvarez usually has for his team, the Tomateros color, the Culichi for Culiacan. Shout out to that baseball team, but Canelo from Guadalajara, home of the Charros and home of the Chivas. Eddie Reynoso, his trainer, longtime trainer that they've had. You see his team. So Gennady had his squad on one side, Canelo his squad on one side, and nobody faced off.
No, and I think
the photographers are bummed right now.
No, they have to be. Well, they have to wait for the weigh-in, and I think that's when we get that mega event, mega fight feel. This is a mega fight. It doesn't feel like it inside of this very eerily quiet and somewhat empty theater.
But don't be yelling.
T-Mobile Arena, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's going to be packed with fans. That's when these guys, the shirts come off, they flex, and hopefully we get a face-off then. Regardless, the energy, we will feel it on Friday and certainly Saturday night at T-Mobile.
Friday, T-Mobile Arena, the weigh-in, 1 o'clock. There'll be a special Facebook show with Oscar De La Hoya, Omar Benson Miller, and myself. Weigh-in at 3 with all kinds of coverage on ringtv.com. We'll be back at 7:30 on ringtv.com tonight as we recap the afternoon and everything else is going on. For Jessica Rosales, Cynthia Conte, Will Wright, and David Tatro behind the scenes, and my partner, Doug Fisher, at the Duran. No face-off today for Canelo and Triple G, but they're still on the side of the building. According to President Eric Gomez, the fight is officially sold out Saturday night. Canelo Triple G 2 from a sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Their guy is not good enough to beat my guy. He didn't beat him the first time, and he's not going to beat him the second time.
Ya pasaron la línea. Esto ya se hizo más personal, ¿no?
Canelo versus Golovkin 2 at ringtv.com. Don't miss Final Judgment, September 15th.